Hey y'all, it's your girl, the Hall Monitor, and welcome back to the hallways, y'all. We are at the Hall Pass Uncut, and y'all know I got something good in store for you. But first of all, Happy New Year! Because it's literally been a while since I've seen you, and I haven't seen you since the new year. So, peace and blessings for 2025. And with that, I'm like, okay, we've had some amazing guests on. We've been talking our talk. They've been enjoying it. You all have been enjoying it as audience. And now I'm like, let's reel it back in and then let's listen to me. Okay? Don't be mad. But it's been a minute since I got to talk that talk with you. So today's topic, I think, is important. Something that people briefly touch on, but don't really expound on, right? Y'all like, how's that at? But before I introduce that topic, y'all know how it goes. We're going to go with rose and thorn, or thorn in my ass. Okay? So I'm going to go with my rose. My rose is the fact that the new year actually started off great. I'm not going to lie. It started off pretty wholesome, and your girl appreciated that. I forgot my little bell. I'm gonna bring my bell next time because I had a little bell to ring to remind myself, like, ding, 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 welcome in the new year, ringing in the new year. But no, seriously, it was really well, really good. I actually celebrated New Year's Eve differently. I decided that I was gonna chill. So I still took myself out to dinner like I always said that I would, and do every year. But after that, y'all, I went home. I went home. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't go to a party. I didn't go to your house party. I didn't go to a house party. I went to bed. I was in bed by 9. Now, granted, I didn't make it to the actual midnight time. But that's not the point. Just know that it was a wholesome time. I got to really connect with me, vibe out, enjoy a good meal, and then heads and beds. So that's my rose. My thorn is that Black women are still not appreciated or protected. What the fuck? Why y'all don't mess with us? That's the question of the day. Why y'all don't mess with us as Black women? What's tea, right? And so that brings me into the topic today. Diary of a Black woman. Let's just open up that journal, open up that diary, and let's just see what it looks like, right? And I know y'all like, oh, I saw the playoff that you did at Tyler Perry. Yeah. But, and I was intentionally didn't mad, right? Diary of a mad Black woman, because we're not mad. We're not angry. We're not aggressive. And so that's exactly why I chose Diary of a Black Woman, because we're actually going to talk about stigmas behind it, things and perceptions that come with being a Black woman, and trauma that is also attached. Yeah, sit back, because I know somebody was like, yeah, take it. I'm going to take a sip of water because your girl is also doing a challenge, okay? When the Hall Monitor come back on the visual and you see something different, at me. Anywho's it. So, why I chose this topic. 1, experience, right? I identify as an African American woman, and I have experienced many things that is just solely connected to me being a woman and being Black. So, also observation. I feel like in the past couple weeks, I had something totally different planned out for this new year conversation, and I was just like, I just keep seeing examples after examples of Black women and things of how we're just not protected, whether that be via social media, watching on the news, even conversations that I was having over break with my homegirls and even my parents. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the topic. We're going to talk about Black women. So definitely observation, advocacy too, right? Advocacy meaning like I'm going to stand up, and this is something that needs to be talked about. I told y'all in the hallway, that's the whole point of it being uncut. We're going to talk about some things that may be uncomfortable, that might make you upset, but hey, it's something that needs to be talked about, something that needs to be discussed. I never forget my old professor at the lovely Michigan State University did tell me, you have to make the comfortable uncomfortable, and then making the uncomfortable comfortable again. Every time you are uncomfortable, that means you're getting towards something. Then you become comfortable, then it's time to move on and become uncomfortable again. So I encourage you to sometimes get in those uncomfortable positions. And so if this is a topic that's going to make you uncomfortable, turn me up. Then I stand in solidarity. Another reason why I chose the topic, right? Black women, I feel for you. I see you. Pause for that. The sight. Okay? I see you for who you are, and I'm here, and I'm standing with you. So, I just want to talk about perception. Like, what are all of these words or language or lingo that is always attached? Now, some of this information, I had to write it down, y'all, because y'all know the hall monitor. Sometimes I'll be on remembering. So I wrote it down because it was based off of like conversation I was having with people and just a lot of things that were coming to mind. So one of it is that anytime somebody talks about a black woman, the first thing that they talk about is what? Body. Body. It's always with the body. Y'all always want to go to the physique. Now, granted, we're good. Too good. Right? But that's not something that when you see me, that's not the first thing that we want to make mention of, or that's not something that we want to always be highlighted. So I feel like that is something that they always, and I mean they as in people who are not of color, or even men who are of color or are not, it seems to always be something that is the first thing that is brought up. So let's maybe like try to, I don't know, navigate that. Like get to know me first. Talk to me nice, like they said. Like, don't automatically just go to my body. First of all, I think that's for any person, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Latino, like whatever. Just look at me. Talk to me. Next one. Another word. Aggression. Aggressive. Oh, so much aggression. Oh, you're so aggressive. A black woman is not aggressive. That is not, when you look in the dictionary or you look up a face of a black woman, you are not going to see aggressive. Society has made it so. And that makes it so hard to navigate just being you as a woman in the workspace and socially. Let's pick it apart about the workspace, right? It is now made it, society has made an issue to where when black women choose to be vocal, and that could be as simple as answering a question that your boss or supervisor has given to you, and that already being taken as, you said that in an aggressive manner. And my question is, how, Sway? What was aggressive about it? When you look up the word aggression, it's like forceful, violent, overdoing it. Where did you get that in somebody just giving you a direct answer? And it's so hard too, because not only as a black woman, even going back to the body, I not only have to be mindful of what I wear so that you're not quote unquote drawn to my physique, but now I have to be mindful of how I talk. When that same white woman colleague is talking or stating something, if not the same, a little bit more in detail, but hers is just seen as voicing his opinion. Oh, so she's voicing her opinion, but I'm being the aggressor. Okay. Next thing. This is another one. Loud. Black women are so loud. Okay. One thing I do like to discuss is culture. Right? There are some cultural differences, right, that bring that out. However, that does not always mean it's associated to us. I know some soft-spoken black women. I choose my time. Now but I come from a loud household. My dad is loud and my mom is mid. Okay? So out came me. But that does not mean that every woman who identifies as African American is also loud. Just because, again, someone is speaking their opinion or talking or venting or just having a brief discussion, or their tone might be just a little louder than yours, doesn't mean I'm just loud. I'm overdoing it. Or my favorite, black women just do too much. Do we? Do they? Is it you or is it me? And a lot of this is based off of the word perception, how we are perceived. Perception is, there's a lot of gray area with perception. And what we need to do is we need to stop trying to group. Society has a big issue with trying to group things. Everything has to be in a category. So anytime we say black, we have to put these things into categories. Oh, loud's going to go in there. Let's make it back to individual. Yes, there are some things that are culturally related, but as you're giving us these negative connotations of body image, aggression, and loud, are you serious? Are you serious? And so in order to understand the present and why society is doing this, and why we are having these issues, it reminds me of growing up and just being younger. A lot of things that we're seeing as an adult, we're like, oh, here we go again. But a lot of it too is taught. And I just remember, and the reason why I bring this up is because I now see it being an educator, and I listen to the language in the school building, especially from the men when it's about the young girls. A lot of it has to deal with why society thinks that the way they do. Yes, granted, some of it is racially profiling, but also the other part is how we talk about our young girls at a young age before they're even women, right? The first thing we say is, make sure you're clothing yourself respectfully. These girls walking around here doing whatever, but mind you, they're children. Now, I'm not saying that girls have to go out here in their underwear, little girls, no, but I'm also saying, like, someone wearing one of those little crop hoodies and a high waist pant, like, we all know fashion has its time. And that's just what the trend is right now. But the moment that we see one of our black girls in it, it's like, oh my God, so provocative. You're already attaching sexual connotations to this little girl who's not even thinking. She fresh as hell. Fresh as hell with her little hoodie. Don't let it be a graphic hoodie, baby. She thinks she's icy. Okay? Don't play with her. But then you have these people who are feeding her these negative things of her showing her authenticity is too much. You're trying to be sexual and I need you to tone it down. Not even in her head. Yes, do you get some rare occasions where that may be in her head, but 9 times out of 10, it's not even there. It's not even a thought. It's just her showing self-expression, which is another issue that then becomes and manifests into an adult. Now women have a hard time expressing themselves, especially through dress, because we're constantly thinking of things that was told to us as a child. Don't do this. You're showing too much skin. That's too much. Someone's going to judge you. Here's another thing. You are asking for someone to do something. What? No. Please no. Please no. Another thing is, we always say, you got a bad attitude. You just got a big attitude. You just so mean all the time. You just so mad, right? Instead of using that nurturing language. And I used to kind of sometimes fall short of this, right? I'm not saying that I'm just this perfect person walking around here and I'm just uplifting all the time. But it is a point to be mindful, right? And it's something that I'm able to check myself on. And like having this conversation is like, as I'm talking to this young child, remembering that she is a child. We need girls to be strengthened, to be poured into, because as we talked about, even on one of my previous episodes, which is about where are the mothers at? So if I am motherless, then I go to the schoolhouse or wherever the case may be, and then I'm chastised for things that I'm not even thinking about, and I'm just thinking it's self-expression or, just me showing who I am. And then you're downing me, constantly telling me all these negative things of who I am. That's going to stick. Then you wonder why, she does have an attitude now. Now she has a damn attitude. Why does she have an attitude? Because of what you're saying. Because of, I never forget, prime example. School I worked at, male security guard. And the girls it was a group of girls walking down the hallway. And of course they saw one of the boys and, they waved, blah, blah, blah. Now me, The hall monitors, most of the time I always know the tea because they, not by choice, they just always tell me. And so I knew that the girl and the guys were friends. Like it was nothing romantic. Like she literally like would little bro him. But the security guard saw what she had on, and saw that, and mind you, y'all, she had on jeans and a shirt. Wasn't cropped, wasn't nothing. But the fact that she was speaking to him, the immediate thing he said, just fast ass. They just so damn fast. Just always gotta think sexual. And I'm looking at him like, where was it happening at? What took place? Where did you get being sexual just in that encounter of them simply saying, hey, as they go in passing? You wouldn't be saying that if it was a male and a male. You know what I mean? It's just those small conversations trigger. They serve as triggers. And it's been multiple observations where I've seen that consistently. We have to now look in the mirror and realize we are part of the problem. Black women are the least protected out here. Least protected. Are you kidding me? I literally just learned in a workshop today, y'all, that it literally said that 53% of black women have been assaulted, accused, and bullied in the corporate world. 53%. And that's just of things that have been reported. Are you kidding me right now? Then they're saying that in 2130 is when black women will finally make the pay that they deserve. Equal pay as a white woman. In 2130. Will I be here? Shit, like what? Are you kidding me? 2130, you're telling me is when I finally will make the same amount, finally get up there with my white counterpart? Crazy. So we need to wake up. Statistics like these show us we need to protect our black women. Diary of a Black Woman. We're tired. And literally this shapes you today. Now black women have fear. Fear of showing up. Fear of being their authentic self. Fear of expression. Then that leads to identity crisis. Who am I then? And it really is not even who am I, it's who can I be? Who can I be? Who am I safe to be? What can I say? What can I do where people will accept me and allow me to, where's my space? We already as black people don't necessarily have a place. We're still trying to consistently earn our spot, be competitive. And then now we have another layer of being at that. Now I have to do even more. And I'm not negating that black men also have issues as well. That is, we will talk about that. But today is the diary of a black woman. The diary of a black woman and the struggles and the trauma and the trigger that is associated with that. So what do we do? What do we say? Things like this, y'all, it also makes me think too, growing up, I never forget, just me being black, but also a woman, making sure that I give eye contact, making sure that, again, I'm covered up, making sure that I'm educated. It's always so important for a woman to be educated now. And granted, that also comes from history, because at first we were not allowed the right to get an education. But now even more, it's pressure. You must, because now I have to compete. I've been had to compete, but I really have to compete. And it was so crazy too in the workshop today as well. We were talking about how some women literally on their resume will abbreviate their name because they want to make sure that they get an interview. We know we have some cultural names, y'all. You know, we ain't gonna lie. You know, there's some names out there. But the simple fact that now that's on my mind and my resume, I'm not going to put my full first name. I'm going to abbreviate it because I want to make sure that you call me back. or you call me in for that first interview, that's tough. That's pressure. That's a lot. So, as we've talked about the past, we've talked about perception. As we move forward, we're literally going to talk about now what? How to navigate. I also have some stories from a few other Black women who want to share their experience, want to talk about what they do, what they've seen, and how they cope with it. And then we're going to talk about some advice as well. And then, as I know y'all been waiting for, we're going to get to the raffle winner, okay? Because I did have some people go ahead and tap in. And for those of you who didn't, you're going to be sick. Prepare to be sick of this winner. Because when they get what this prize is, you're going to be upset. So don't forget to come back, tap in with your girl, and the diary of a woman. A Black woman, that is. Peace.
These kids say anything else.
They keep on
I ain't going to lose my mind. Did I pay the light bill?
You want me to keep on?
Oh my God. What time? What time does he have on? Oh my goodness. I forgot to sign up for karate. Oh my God. Okay. The dishes are not going to do themselves.
You go to bed at 9. You can still get 8 hours of sleep. Have you or a loved one experienced feelings of stress, burnout, or wondered if maybe you're the red flag?
Do you sometimes feel like everyone else has life figured out while you're just trying to keep your plants alive?
If you answer yes to either of these questions, you may be entitled to get your shit together.
Queen's Arsenal is a revolutionary podcast designed to destigmatize mental health with real conversations, accountability challenges, and a healthy dose of cognitive reframing. So, if you're tired of self-care advice that just tells you to drink more water and meditate, we've got you covered.
At Queen's Arsenal, we go beyond the surface, dive into relatable stories and tools that actually help you get your mind right.
So why suffer in silence? Tune in to season 2 of Queen's Arsenal, where mental health is made approachable, humorous, and refreshingly real.
Because you don't need another bubble bath, you need Queen's Arsenal.
Side effects may include spontaneous self-reflection, unplanned journaling, the sudden urge to set boundaries, and an unexpected desire to finally address the thing that you've always been putting off. Listeners have reported increased clarity, heightened self-awareness, and occasional moments of, wow, I really needed to hear that. Queen's Arsenal is not responsible for any self-realizations, relationship audits, or life epiphanies that may occur. Subscribe now to Queen's Arsenal Season 2, coming soon to all podcast platforms. You may be entitled to get your life together. If you or someone you know is ready to embrace radical self-awareness, face a few uncomfortable truths, and finally stop procrastinating on your personal growth, Queen's Arsenal might just be the place to start. Listen responsibly, as side effects may be irreversible and could lead to a life you're actually excited about.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Hall Pass. Y'all know what it is. It's your girl, the Hall Monitor. And as we were talking about is the diary of a Black woman, right? And we're talking about perception, how we are perceived, just in society, in the workplace. We also were talking about growing up, history, how we are raised, how that manifests into adulthood. First thing, a little bit of pop culture, right? I did want to come back and talk about this, and this is the perfect time to do so because it completely connects to what we've been discussing. So, as some of us may know, many of us I feel like do know, Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter, is starring in Mufasa, and she hit the red carpet with Beyonce and Jay-Z in this gorgeous gold gown, right? And it was strapless. And as we know, Blue Ivy literally just turned 13, just like a couple days ago, just turned 13. And there was huge controversy, and still is, over what Blue Ivy had on. Now, insert photo here, right? I wish I could. But literally, gold dress laid flush right up upon her chest. Nothing major, didn't have any like makeup on for real, and braids. And she was basically mimicking her mother's outfit as well. But of course, Beyonce's had more cutout, more va-va-voom, right? So the biggest thing is, like we stated before, one of the words that's always attached to Black women is it's just sensual. It's too sexual. It's too revealing. Mind you, breasts are covered, nipples are not out, stomach's not showing, dress down to the floor. Only thing that's out are her shoulders and her collarbone. But she's sensual. Blue is literally posing like a teeny bopper. Literally like thumbs up, peace sign, cheesing, standing next to her mother. And you got sexual. And in the comments, people brought up a good point. Kim Kardashian. We know Kim Kardashian. And we know North. the child of Kanye and Kim, wears whatever the hell she wants to wear. And baby, skirts, short, tops, cropped, breasts up. You know what I mean? Another child. Self-expression though as well. But when society looks at her, she's just expressing herself. What do we expect? She's Kanye's daughter. Come on, we know who her mom is. It's Kim. She can wear whatever she wants. North is old enough. Then we go here to Blue. Why would she do that? Now she's so busy focused on her body. What's the difference? One has on more clothes. I'll tell you that. That's the main damn difference. One is wearing more clothes than the other, and yet you still have an issue. So I love when people say not everything is about race. Then tell me what it's about in this instance. Tell me what it's about. Because she's covered up from head to toe. Only thing that's out is her collarbone and shoulders, as I've stated. And she's black. So I'm just trying to figure out the difference here. Granted, North is biracial, right? I don't really think people really address her black side, to be honest. That's just me. But what's the difference? Beyonce's well known. So again, then we're placing that negative energy onto her, onto the child. So now, I mean, luckily Beyonce is her mother, and so she's probably going to, continue to uplift her or whatever, because clearly she let her wear the gown. But I just hope that she's pouring into her a sense of being worthy and to know that nothing you did was wrong. Because that is also something that ends up manifesting as an adult, is that we are in the wrong of something that we're not in the wrong of. What did we actually do? What did Blue do? That is something that can actually stick with her and saying like, damn, am I too provocative? Does this not fit me? Do I not look good in this? Then let's get into body image. Really, it's very interesting to me how men, white women, white men, anybody will comment on a black woman's body, right? Oh yeah, she's shapely, she's this, she's that. But the only thing we see on magazine covers are someone who is opposite of how we are shaped or what we look like. What do the kids say? Clock it. Make it make sense. You want to use us for the music videos, right? And maybe a little bit of the Sports Illustrated covers. But when it comes to Vogue magazine, People, and all of that, oh baby, we're not good enough. We can't go there. They're not looking for our face. They're not looking for the type of woman in our body. Talk about fashion shows. Yes, finally we are getting some plus size shows. But what about just a regular show with a real body? What happened to representation? And that is why it's so important that we as educators, y'all know I always got to bring it back to the classroom, have some form of representation in your classroom, especially too talking about black educators, black women. Majority of educators are women. And I'm now specifically talking to those black women who are educators. We must pour into our girls. For some of them, we are the only women that they see on a constant basis. The only one who may be the only one nurturing them. So how are we pouring life into them? What are we showing them? How are we telling them this is what you can be? It's okay to self-express. And then let's teach them other things. Value yourself. Respect yourself. Then allowing them to still do them. You instill in them values, not based off of what society says, but just based off of the human person that they are. Love yourself, respect yourself. Your body is amazing. You are amazing. You're smart. You are kind. You is important. Okay? The help knew what they was talking about. I still say that to myself. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. But seriously, let's look at it in that realm. This is, again, the diary of a black woman. There is so much trauma attached to that. Now, I also, like I told you, reached out to some of our hallway guests. And some of them shared just little brief snippets of encounters that they've had as an adult, being a black woman. Someone, which I'm going to start grouping some of it because a lot of them pertain to like one specific topic. And so one of the main ones that came up, y'all, was about hair. And someone was saying, which I can attest to as well, that when they went into their corporate world, right, their office, one day they had braids. And of course, when it's time to take them braids down, baby, you take them braids down. And it's just my regular hair. And the boss made a comment in asking her to reintroduce herself. Now, here's my pet peeve with that. There's no damn way we look that different, y'all. Like, I get a hairstyle can change a person, but not to the point of like, I work here and you're asking me to introduce myself as if you don't know. And then when corrected and figuring out that who she was, did not apologize and said, well, maybe you should refrain from changing your hair so much. Which is another issue. It always becomes what we have to fix, what we have to do, how we plan on making you feel comfortable in your whiteness, in your privileged space, of how to make you feel more at ease. What? Inconsiderate, stupid, and flat out ignorant. That's what all of that was in a nutshell. Let's read another one. Another person talked about, being shushed. Being shushed. Shh, too quiet. You too loud, I mean. Calm down. Calm down. Right? I hate that sentiment. Calm down. Who's hype? You'll know when I'm hype. You'll know when somebody is hype. You can tell that's from body language, standing up, loud, doing all of that. But if we're just having dialogue, and all of a sudden now it's calmed down. And so the comment that she made, which I love, is that sometimes my passion can be perceived as aggression. My passion can be perceived as aggression. Sometimes we just get into a space where we're like, you can be passionate about a topic, like it, or just, I always put it in a sense of example of a kid knowing the right answer, right? It's like this bright light that comes over their face. If some of you know what I'm talking about, those educators know what I'm talking about, or it's like, oh, I got it, like I know it, right? And then when you call on them, it's like, it's 5, right? What is this? 4 plus 1, 5, right? They're yelling it out. Right? Or they're just saying like 5, like with so much passion and excitement. Are they aggressive? Right? And so for some of us, you might say, oh, you're blowing this out of proportion, or this is so minute. It's really not. And it's real things. You have these comments from real people who are experiencing these things daily. That's like someone who is constantly poking at you. After a while, you're going to get sick of that poke and you're going to want to retaliate. But being a black woman, you cannot. So imagine having to sit in that daily and you can't say a damn thing. I've been there. Seen that. Still there. Regardless. So it's just amazing to me how we don't think these things through. Another thing that happened on the news, Kamala Harris was shaking the hands, that governor getting sworn in, and her husband wouldn't shake her hand. She said, congratulations. First of all, you want to talk about not even shaking hands, wouldn't even give her eye contact. Wouldn't even do eye contact. So not only are my hands dirty, but you won't even look at me. But everybody's saying, why are they trying to turn this into a race thing? Why are they trying to, and I love this video. This one girl, she had put all the other videos of that same man who was shaking hands of white people who were in president's office, right? And shaking his hand, and he was giving eye contact and smiling. The man had the nerve. I didn't even know he had 32 teeth. Who knew? Because when he got to Kamala this year, it looked like nothing but gums. Didn't lift a hand, a finger, an eye. Thought he was blind and no hands and no teeth. What's going on? Again, what's the difference? I'll tell you what's the difference. She's a strong black woman. And what I mean by strong is, I'm not saying aggressive. What I mean by strong is when she knows what she's talking about, she stands on it. Why is that misconstrued or perceived as someone who has an issue, someone who's got to calm down, bring it down? It's not that serious. Oh. Oh, okay. So we've talked about it, right? We all are now made aware of this. And so now it's time to get into the advice, because y'all know, as we do on the Hall Pass, we tell you issues, we talk about problems, but then we also try to be solution oriented. It's important to have a solution mind, a mindset where it's like, okay, now what? What can I do? Doesn't mean it's going to change right away. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to be on board. Doesn't mean that the fight is still not a good fight. It just means these are some steps that we can take. And I want to give some advice and some steps for us as Black women to take care of ourselves. 1, affirmations, affirming oneself. Realize who you are, and shoot, I don't care if you got to pull a Being Mary Jane and get your ass some sticky notes, excuse me, and put them on the mirror and say them daily before you go into that workspace. Do it. I don't care. If that's what you need to do, go ahead and do so. Affirm yourself. Tell yourself, you know what? I am good at what I do. I know what I'm doing. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. And I'm just as capable as the other. Since they want to give us marked box of other, we're going to call them the other. Others. I'm capable. Right? So affirming yourself. Also, realizing that, and this is something that we were told as kids, right? To be strong. It's okay. Just be strong. I want you to know that strength is not holding in your emotions. That does not make you strong. It actually breaks you and makes you weak. So feel your feelings. Give yourself, if you have to carve out time in the day, when you get home, before you go to work, on your lunch break, whatever the case may be, carve out time to feel your feels. Because that's real strength, because you're identifying the issue and you're allowing yourself to feel it instead of having that and building that avoidance behavior. You're not weak, honey. You're strong. Another thing, therapy. First of all, can we normalize therapy still? Even though we've had my mental health episode, people are still walking around like it's the big damn elephant in the room. Honey, move it. Look for it. And if it doesn't work the first time, keep going. Find someone else who caters to you and what you need. And a therapist is not to fix you. It's to help you through. That's what that is. So as you're doing that, I really feel like every Black person that is born should be assigned a therapist. We might not have enough damn therapists in the world, but we need to start that, because it's already trauma that comes with being a person of color. But I'm talking to my women, my Black women today. Therapy. And then community. Find you some women who you can relate to and you can uplift and hold each other accountable, and also just support. One thing as Black women, we need to continue to band together and connect and say, you know what? I got you. Hi. Because we're so used to building up a wall, putting up this wall and trying to protect ourselves that sometimes it makes us fearful against our own, defensive against our own. We need to break down that wall against each other because they cannot stop us. They can't stop us. A black woman behind every man, behind every strong black man was a strong black woman. Please know. Because she was holding down that fort. Martin Luther King coming up, right? His wife. Don't. Okay. So think about those things and think about the black woman and what she has to go through. I just opened up just a page. This is probably, I just probably covered maybe two pages of a diary of a black woman. There are so many pages left in that book. And so it's up to us to figure out how to address it, how to come together, and how to acknowledge that this is real. All right, y'all. When we come back, I will announce the prize winner. And then we'll go ahead and close out with your girl. All right, I'll catch y'all. Rio. All right. So before we close out, without further ado, y'all, I told you that I was going to do the giveaway, right? And so all of y'all who are salty right now because you did not enter in the giveaway, yes, throw some extra salt on it because I told you. But don't worry because we have another giveaway that is actually going to be, drum roll, February 14th. So I'm going to give a little, it's probably going to be actually 2 days before that. Just so it's a little Valentine's giveaway. So don't worry about it. However, I have to make a shout out. Let me pull up my phone because I want to make sure I read off their Instagram correctly. And the winner is The Precious J. So The Precious J, make sure you DM me on the Hall Pass Uncut on Instagram, and then I will send you the information for your prize. And for all of y'all who want to know what her prize is, you gotta wait till she posts it. No, but I'm going to go ahead and post what she won. But shout out to The Precious J. She followed, she did whatever it was, and my girl got her prize. Black woman as well. So shout out to you, The Precious J. Dope. But before we go ahead and just wrap it on up, guys, y'all know I always have to pour into you a little bit more. So I made just a little space to give an ode to a black woman. So all my black women listening, I just want to tell you that you are enough. You are important. Your voice matters. Your body is tea. But your body is tea clothed and unclothed. I see you for who you are. I respect you from top to bottom. I understand you. I will listen to you. And I'm here for you. And know that you are enough. And your diary is safe with me. So, dear diary, dear black woman, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy this year. This is the year of the black woman. We are taking over and we're going to do it. Regardless of if our president is ... we are still going to make a way and make a difference. So, shout out. Again, don't forget, if you would like to be a guest on the show, I've had some requests. Go ahead and make sure you DM the Hall Pass Uncut. Make sure you are following us as well. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And y'all know I will catch you back in the hallway again. Stay tuned, y'all, for this next one. It's going to be Good Times Part 1. This is where we're going to have our fellas on here. And those fellas are also going to be some of our older gentlemen. So we're going to talk about some generational things, some differences, some pop culture, Jordans, music, all of the above. I'm so excited. I'm messing up on my speech. So peace, love, and black hair, y'all. See ya.